Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Now, Carmelo Anthony came out. I don't know when this was, but he came out in an interview talking about now they're calling it ring toxicity. Basically saying that if you don't win a ring, then they throw you to the trash bin and the trash heap. And it's just, unfortunately, we live in a time where that's how it is. But see, people get mad, when people choose a direction to win a ring as opposed to somebody else who wins a ring. The whole point is winning a ring. Whether you have a stacked team, whether you have a middle-of-the-road team or a lesser team, your goal ultimately is to make the playoffs and try to win as many championships as you can. Everyone can't win a championship. That's why we got the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame was made to honor players who may not have won, but they have transitioned the game. Now, of course, you're going to add the people who won, but those who didn't win a championship transcended the game in other areas, like Charles Barkley, Karl Malone. Great players, superstars, just never could get over that hump. John Stockton. Who else? Dominique Wilkins. Allen Iverson. Reggie Miller. These are guys who we still consider as some of the greatest ever. Like AI never won a ring, but his impact was so crazy and so felt. He's in my top 5. But he never won a ring. He's the only guy in my top 5 that didn't win a ring. And the reason that I got him up there is because the man was that damn good. He was that damn transcendent. He was an impactful force in the league. Everybody wanted to be Allen Iverson. Hell, even Kobe Bryant. Everybody was trying to get tats like him, wear their hair like him, wear the baggy clothes like him. And David Stern missed out on an opportunity where he could have introduced hip-hop in at that point, and it would have blown up the sport further along. But he was too busy trying to be corporate and all of this. He made the dress code to try to punish Allen Iverson, like Allen Iverson can't dress up. Allen Iverson came in there with still fresh fits, still dressing up nice. So the point is that Melo, I understand where you're coming from, Melo. Melo is better than a lot of guys who have won championships. That's just facts to me. Melo is always underrated. Melo's problem was on the defensive end. He wasn't real consistent. But as an overall player, man, he was a hell of a player. Post-game, footwork, for that size, rebounds, passing, like the guy could do it all. But he's absolutely right, is that we're living in an era. A ring, I never looked at a ring as being solely for one person. It's a team effort. Now, you could have been the driving force of those rings. Like the first championship, Shaq fouled out. Kobe stepped up. To me, Kobe should have won MVP, but he missed that one game. And plus, they would stick riding Shaq. But Shaq fouled out and Kobe won that game. Took the game to OT and won the game. So it's like, but this the guy that they were criticizing, that they can't trust down the stretch. He can't trust him, So that's basically my point, is that some players are very good at what they do. They're very good at the skill level of the game. Excuse me. Like Chris Webber, he didn't win a ring, but Chris Webber to me in the 2000s was probably in the top 3 of best power forwards in the league. I had I had, of course, Tim Duncan 1, Rasheed 2. I always would have Chris Webber over Kevin Garnett because I felt he was a better overall player. KG was a better defender, more athletic. I would say better rebounder. But as far as shooting, passing, scoring, handling the ball, man, Chris Webber was a fool. Webber was a fool. I always would put Webber over Dirk and Kevin and KG. Hell, in my all-time rankings, I got Chris Webber over both of them guys. And he didn't win a ring. The reason why is because this dude went to 3 different teams. The year before the team was under 500, drastically terrible, he would get the team to the playoffs everywhere he went. Everywhere. He always made the playoffs with that team. Now, if you could have got an earlier Chris Webber, matched him up with AI, I think that would have helped out more. That duo would have been very tough to beat for years because Chris Webber could stretch the floor. He could post up. He could pass from the top of the key or at the bottom in the low post. So he was always great. So, but guys who never won a ring, look at another sport in football. Dan Marino never won a ring, but Dan Marino in my top 5 of all time. Warren Moon never won a ring, but he's in my top 5 quarterbacks of all time. So it's like, what are we talking about here? Like, a ring is great to win, but sometimes the ball don't bounce your way. Or sometimes you just don't get the job done. Doesn't mean you're a weak player. But Melo's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Now, Jason Kidd and Gary Payton, they got a ring later in their career, but I got them ranked over a lot of guys who won rings, with one team. They stayed on one team their career, and I still got them above. So it's a travesty. It's kind of messed up, but I understand what Melo's saying. It's that you want to still be recognized for your work, but don't worry, you'll be in the Hall of Fame. Melo's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Tracy McGrady couldn't get out the first round at all, but would I put him over a lot of guys? Absolutely. He was amazing. Penny Hardaway. If Penny would have never got hurt, Penny would have been head and shoulders above everybody. That's who Kobe reminded me of. Kobe reminded me of another Penny, except he was a little more aggressive. Was a better shooter and scorer. Or you could say he was the better shooter. Penny was a beast at scoring, so you could say Penny was the better scorer. But I give it to Kobe, better scorer, better shooter. Penny was a better rebounder, better passer. Defensive wise, Penny could guard multiple positions. Kobe could probably only guard. He probably could do the same. Penny was also taller than him. A lot longer than him, so it's kind of tough, but it is what it is. Now, by Melo saying this and stuff, he's telling the truth because of how they treat Charles Barkley. They treat Charles Barkley so dirty because he didn't win a ring. And I made this argument, Charles Barkley was better than Shaq. Stop playing. I watch these guys play. See, this is what I'm saying. A lot of these young guys, a lot of these guys who are now into the game because of LeBron, they don't know about the yesteryears of basketball. It's like these new football guys who are Patrick Mahomes fans. I love Patrick Mahomes, but man, Patrick Mahomes is terrible at quarterback. If he played back in the day, he would not get off that bench. He would be forced to go to another position unless he actually learned his footwork. He actually learned how to release the ball, where to put it in different receivers' hands, hand placement, or all of that stuff. So, it's no hard feelings, no hard feelings, no, getting upset. Everybody, Russell Westbrook never won a ring, but that doesn't mean he's chopped liver. Russell Westbrook is better than a lot of these guys in the game. So, we just got to be mindful of a lot of the old cats and a lot of the older heads that played the game. You got people who are these young folks. They're trying to basically they're trying to discredit a lot of the old school stuff so they could make their mark. And I'm like, dude, y'all don't gotta hate on the old school to make your mark. The problem with you young guys is that you guys don't understand the fundamentals of skill of the game. That's why I try to tell people, y'all don't understand how Kobe was. Kobe was a different animal. Kobe was practicing after practice, before practice. He was getting there like super late and then staying. You got to understand that's the way of the game. Oh, man. But see, that's the thing I try to teach everybody. Stop following these narratives, because that's all we live in now is a narrative business. Everything is so narrative driven. Oh, you got to win the ring. You got to win the ring. You got to win the ring to seal your legacy. Not really. I mean, I would get the money, but I still attempt to win the ring. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Try your best next year. If you're a role player like Robert Horry, then yeah, you want to win championships because of your role. But Robert Horry wasn't the focal point in Houston or LA or San Antonio. He wasn't the focal point, at all. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think about it, man. To me, I think, yes, winning a ring is important, but does that take away from your career if you never win one? No, it doesn't. A championship is a team-driven thing. Is a team-driven how do I say it? Man, I can't think of that word, but I'll just say it's team driven. And everybody got to be on point for you to win the championship. One mishap could cost you the championship, and we've seen that. But no, if you do not win a ring, that doesn't mean that you're not good or you're chopped liver. So I love Steph Curry, but Steph Curry was not better than Iverson. He was not better than Tracy McGrady. He was never that type of player. He could be, though. He's doing his thing this year, but like I said, I love the chef. Like I said, he's in my top 10 two guards of all time. He is in my top 50, probably around 20-something. I think he's in my 20s now. I mean, when his career done, he might bump up, but I can't put him over Gary Payton. I can't put him over Jason Kidd and these guys. I just can't. I love Steph, but I just can't, dog. Them guys were they were monsters on that other side of the ball. When they played defense or they facilitated, man, they was on another level. But we're going to do that top 75 list over again. And this time I'm going to update it and hang it up on the wall. We're going to put people in. We're going to do our own 75. I wish I had that list, man. I don't know what I did with that list, but let me know what y'all think about Melo, and if you don't win a ring, you're basically chopped liver. I disagree with that point that people are saying about like guys like Melo and Iverson who didn't win. Winning a championship is important, like I said again, but it's not the sole reason. That doesn't mean that your career is over with. So, thank you guys for listening, man. We are out. Daisy.